you? How's the wife and kids? How's work? Cool, can we be done talking about your thing? I want to talk about my thing. I studied folklore so I can keep you safe from the thing that lives under the stairs, and it's freaky. You know, this guy. So tell me this isn't a universal experience, right? It's nighttime, it's dark, you go into the basement, maybe you're doing laundry, I don't know what you're doing down there. When you turn off the light, you sprint up the stairs. You sprint up the stairs like the devil is after you. He is in the room, he's gonna catch you. And the devil's name is Rawhead, sometimes Bloody Bones. Let's backtrack a little bit. Boogeyman is not itself a folk creature. It's a categorization of cryptid or folk monster. And usually the purpose of a boogeyman is behavior modification. Parents will threaten children with the boogeyman to keep them obedient. If you don't stay in your bed, you darn kid, the boogeyman's gonna grab your ankles and pull you under and murder you. And that's why you can't be wandering the house at night when mom and dad are trying to sleep. That's the only reason. We see this boogeyman figure all over the world. Obviously, we have it in the US and in Canada, North America, but across Europe and Asia and South America, sometimes different characteristics, but very, very similar traits, and that's that he or she lives in the dark and usually wants to eat children, but there is one that's specifically in the dark under the stairs. I cross out its face so I don't get a content warning on its TikTok. The legend of Rawhead and Bloody Bones started in the 1560s, and then it was made popular by John Locke, and he had this little nursery rhyme, and it goes, Rawhead and Bloody Bones steals naughty children from their homes, takes them to his dirty den, and then they're never seen again. But he steals them from this dark crawl space, this one, the one that we have creepypasta about, the one that we make YouTube videos about, the one that makes us sprint up when we are finished drying our socks. And of course there are a ton of these spin-off tales, like all these different things that it could be, but let's say he's in the categorization of boogeyman and he's made up and he's just a theory and it's just for behavior modification, right? So then you should be afraid of him as a kid, but then when you grow up you should get over that fear because you know it's not true. But instead, there's this primal thing going on in our lizard brain that goes off that makes us react. It's the same primal fear that happened in our evolutionary timeline that made us terrified of spiders and scared of snakes because we know our best chance of survival is by getting the spider off of our body and running away from the snake, and also by not being in the basement. Basements have a few things in common. Not only are they dark, and the dark is scary because we can't see what's in it, but there are no exits. There's nowhere to go but up. If you get dragged into the basement, you're stuck down there, so sprinting up the stairs is your best possible chance of escape. So what do? How do we not get eaten by Bloody Bones and Rawhead and all of his friends and companions? Well, for one, you could not own a basement and never go in it. That's the obvious step. You could also always have the lights on at all times. You could travel in packs, so get a friend, start dating, download Bumble, never be alone, because vulnerability and fear are two of the factors that make you extra delicious morsels. Let's say you do have one in your house. You know for a fact you have it. You've seen him. Maybe he's called your name. Some folk legends have them offering Rawhead and Bloody Bones a raw steak. That's raw bloody steak. It seems pretty on the nose to me, but that's a possible appeasement. Seems kind of like the plot of the Babadook. And then if you get into a Sam and Dean Winchester style fight with Rawhead, you're probably going to beat him through either fire or electricity because he doesn't like the lights on. So I'm not gonna recommend, like for legal reasons, that you burn down the basement or that you walk around with an electric shocker thingamabobber. Honestly, if he gets you, you're probably dead. I'm sorry to say that. I'll miss you. Maybe we can tell ourselves these tales even as adults because sense of a community and needs for shelter, the need for warmth and light, those are fundamental human needs and rights. Maybe Rawhead and Bloody Bones is made up, maybe he's fake, maybe he's not in the basement, and this is just a really good excuse again for you to start dating. Get back out there. Settle down with a nice person. Or maybe he's real and you're SOL. Anyway, sorry. Hope you survive. Love you. Bye.